experience. I got on it before service. Whoa. Okay.
Matt, flip this now. Come on.
I almost asked John Truman to be up here because he's a medic. The balance beam is an incredible thing to be on. It moves a lot more than it actually looks like. And maybe it's just because I'm like 6 times heavier than the 60-pound girls that dance on it. And I'm not real sure it's supposed to be up this high, but when Jared and I were setting it up, Jared's like, how high do you want to take it? Well, let's see how high it goes. I hope it stays. I think they bolt them to the floor normally too, and we didn't have time. So, well, on a balance beam, it takes a great amount of practice, but it takes a great amount of risk. Have you seen those people where not only will they do things where they're like put their hand down and they'll roll forward and they'll do a somersault on a beam, but this beam, if you don't know, is 4 inches wide, and they will flip and flip and flip and land with their heels on the edge facing this direction. They will land with such precision. But how many times do you think they fell off that beam practicing? Over and over again, they would have, and it's a long ways to the floor. At least it looks a long ways when you're 6'3". It's a long ways down. And they would dance on this beam, and they would do great acrobatic things. And the thing that blows my mind, that I can't even fathom, how do you even practice? Like, where do you start? When they do the hands-free backflip? Right? Have you seen that where they're just standing here and they just flip and land on their feet again? Like, well, how do you practice that routine? You just jump and hope that you find the hole when you land. And don't shatter your shin bone or something. But we watch the Olympics for these amazing feats of athleticism as they'll do things like on this balance beam and flips and tumbles, and our life is intended to be like a gymnast on the balance beam. We stand up on this balance beam, and when we come to understand what Jesus has done for us and the life that He's given us and what He has called us to, He's called us to go into all the nations, to proclaim the gospel. He's invited us into this beautiful story about redemption, about restoration, about Him moving, that the God of the universe who created everything has invited us to play a part in what He's doing. And we're to stand on this balance beam and dance for Him. To flip and take risks. And when we come to understand what God has called us to do, many of us end up on this balance beam and we get up here and we kind of look and, whew, it's high. And we maybe try a little something, and we get a little wobbly, and then something happens in life, and something hits us. Maybe we lose our job, or our kids make decisions we're not happy about, or we try to do the things that Jesus has called us to in our work or in our neighborhood, and it doesn't work out the way we planned. We try and love on our neighbors as Jesus has called us to, and they respond with negative criticism. And they respond with sarcasm. And we even invite our neighbors over to a barbecue at our house, and it ends up melting down. And we love the people of our community, and they seem not to respond. Or maybe death comes, or cancer comes. And we're like, maybe I don't want to stand up here. Maybe it's a little safer if I just sit down. Thank you. That was very difficult. Maybe it's just safer and I'll just take a break. I'll just relax. And I'll get my feet under me in a second. But there's a lot going on in my life. There's a lot of chaos with my kids. There's a lot of chaos with my job. The things that Jesus called me to are difficult and hard, and I've fallen and hit the floor and it hurts. And so we decided we're just going to sit here for a little bit and we're going to regain some composure. But then life continues to get difficult. Life never gets easier. I don't know if anyone told you this when you started following Jesus, but He promised that your life is going to be harder than it is now. He didn't say that following him would be easy or relaxing or that it'd be a lazy chair. He said it'd be like standing on a balance beam and having to fall sometimes. So life is difficult and things begin to hit us and we realize, it's really more stable if I just hold on right here. Maybe if I just hold on to it like I'm asleep with a desperate life, that I can just hang on here. This is hard to hold 250 pounds off the side of a balance beam. And we just hang here for dear life. And we say, Jesus, I know you've called me to do all these risky things, and you've called me to do these dangerous things, and you've called me to trust you with all these things, but I'm not sure I can do it, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if it doesn't work out the way you said it would, and what happens if they reject me, and what happens if things fall, and what happens if I hit the ground and I break something? And we just cling to the side of this pole. Now, how ridiculous would it be to turn on NBC this summer and see a 65-pound girl get up on top of this balance beam and do what I just did? And then stand before the judges and go, it looked ridiculous. And yet, so much of our lives are intended to dance on this beam. We become afraid, we become scared. And things happen in life and we fall off the beam a time or two and we decide to just be safer by just cling to it. Let me tell you, there will be a day where you stand before Jesus and he will ask you what you've done with the grace he's given you. I don't want there to be a video playing of me clinging to the side of this beam. I want there to be a video of this 250-pound man flipping and jumping and falling and breaking bones and doing everything I possibly can with my life to bring glory to God.
Mm.
This church has been around for 156